What is going on, everybody? It's the Front, and we're here for a Smackdown live review for last night's episode of Smackdown, the go-home show to Survivor Series, which is going to be happening this Sunday from Chicago. This is the first of 4 nights of the Chicago back-to-back, as it will be Smackdown, Takeover, Survivor Series, and Raw. Chicago is the epicenter of wrestling this week, as you have all 4 of those shows, and then 2 days later is going to be AEW's TV show the day before Thanksgiving. So this is just, if you're in the Chicago area, you have a lot of professional wrestling going on. Now, is it all going to be good stuff? No, because SmackDown last night was not a good show. We did have a reveal, which last week, if you actually pay attention to a group called Wrestle Votes, you would have been told by them, they put out a thing saying they've had a source tell them that there's 2 championships that are ready to go and that they most likely were going to be debuting last week. Now, the first one, of course, was the new Universal Championship, which is held by Bray Wyatt. It is a blue belt instead of a red belt. Before that, we didn't know what the hell else about what the other belt was going to be. But we come to SmackDown this week, and lo and behold, it was a new championship. We'll get to it when we get there. It is a redesign of a classic championship, which honestly didn't need to be redesigned, but I want your opinion on what you think about that championship as we get to it. The show started off before the opening video package. The Blue Brand Superstars are backstage where the door is to let everybody come in. SmackDown Tag Team Champs The New Day are doing a limbo. Roman Reigns speaks up from the front end area and tells the roster they can't. You see what happened on Friday and on Wednesday and Monday. We can't let that happen tonight. He says, I'm going to do something that Baron Corbin wouldn't do because this guy's a coward. We're going to open the door and we're going to let everyone in and beat their asses when they come. The argument picks up while then Sasha Banks interrupts them and says, she waits for no one but herself, and we are headed in the women's division are heading to the ring to get this going. So Banks and her team of Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans, Carmella, and Dana Brooke all walk to the ring as we go to the opening video package, and we are in the Allstate Arena near Chicago, Illinois, as the pyro goes off, which they are using the standard previous set. They're not using the normal SmackDown set because they're going to be on SmackDown Takeover, Raw, and Survivor Series. They don't want to have to work to change the sets around, so they're going back to the old set that we've had previous years. Hopefully, it won't stay that way because I'm sick and tired of seeing those old sets. Out come the women for SmackDown. Basically, Sasha Banks just is calling out Team Raw and Team NXT. She's saying Team NXT has no heart, no balls, no courage to come out here, and she knows Team Raw is in the building and calls them out. Out comes Charlotte Flair, Sarah Logan, who's got her face painted. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That doesn't look like any type of Viking symbols. Natalya, and the women's tag team champions Asuka and Kairi Sane. So those women are out, and Flair thanks for the welcome wagon, but she says Team Raw would have knocked the door down anyway if you didn't open it. Team Raw stands on the apron, and Flair challenges Banks to a singles match. Then Team Raw enters the ring, and Team SmackDown gets their faces. And then out comes Rhea Ripley, Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, Team Rhea Ripley, and Toni Storm. Not Dakota Kai, Toni Storm. Dakota Kai has to be turning heel. She didn't do it to join Team Shayna Baszler, but she has got to be turning heel. This will be 2 nights in a row that she is being screwed out of being a part of the first ever War Games match for the women, and the first time that that Survivor Series has NXT on it. So she is just getting screwed over. She's not going to be there tonight. She probably is, but she's not going to be there tonight in the match. She's not going to be there on Sunday. So she's really getting the short end of the stick, and I just don't see them going without having Dakota Kai turn heel. It just adds up that eventually Dakota Kai is going to turn heel, because opportunity after opportunity after opportunity seems to be passing her by. So Rhea Ripley is your captain of Team NXT. So it looks like NXT will be Toni Storm, Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Rhea Ripley. Hell of a fucking team right there. So at least we know who the team for the women are for NXT. Now my question is, why could this not be established on Wednesday? You have a show called NXT for a reason. Why was this not established on that night? Seriously, I still don't get why we had to wait till Friday. But spoiler alert, we don't even know who the men's are still. We still have zero clue who's going to be on the men's team for NXT, which, by the way, is in 2 days to tell us who it's going to be. So we get Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks. I figured because we are going to have Survivor Series with these 3 women captaining their teams into Survivor Series that we were going to have a non-finish because we had 15 women we had 13 other women outside the ring watching 12 women, not 13. 12 women on the outside watching their captains go face to face to face. I fully expected a big, huge Pier 6 brawl leading to a non-finish, but that is not what happened. Rhea Ripley this was actually a pretty cool finish. Banks goes for the backstabber, gets blocked by Flair. She puts the figure 8 onto Sasha Banks. Rhea Ripley comes in, crawls under the arch of Charlotte Flair, gets her into a crucifix pin, and she ends up pinning Charlotte Flair. Somewhere during this match, though, Charlotte Flair got busted open. I couldn't see where it actually happened. I think she might have took a kick or something to the face, but she had blood coming down her entire nose. So, WWE, I don't know what the epidemic is, but it seems like we're having a bloody nose epidemic. After the match, Rhea Ripley gets to the floor, and her and the 4 other women come over and just the rest of the team NXT gang tackled her like she just scored the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. But they all get up, they all celebrating, they head up to the ramp. Team Raw, Team NXT, Team Raw and SmackDown are in the ring just beating the hell out of each other. And they're just pushing, shoving, beating the hell out of each other while NXT is just sitting on top of the stage. Just ha 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 ha, all going completely funny and everything. So that is that. We go on to the next part where Baron Corbin is backstage with Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Corbin knocks Roman's idea of letting NXT superstars in the door tonight because of what just happened. He goes on and talks about coming up with a plan for Team Raw and Team NXT when they try to crash the 6-man main event. He said, we're going to roll out of the ring, let them beat the hell out of Reigns and his partners. Then, we're going to roll back into the ring and we're going to beat the hell out of Roman again. They're laughing it up, and then Sami Zayn approaches. Sami Zayn's all happy-go-lucky and everything, and then he says, what's in the, I am here, but what's in the bag? He's holding this black bag. And I didn't think of anything for a second until we got into the ring in a minute. But you have Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode, snickering and just talking about shit, and Baron Corbin's like, this guy is just, people said I was annoying, but this guy is just absolutely one of the worst when it comes to being annoying. Sami calls Corbin to the ring for a fight. Sami music hits. He heads to the ring before he could even finish the challenge to Corbin. We go out to the ring, and out comes Sami Zayn. Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura is out next. They head to the ring, and we go to commercial break. We come back from break, and Kayla Braxton is backstage with SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley, asking about the big triple threat at Survivor Series and her opponents possibly appearing tonight. Bayley says she's prepared. She goes on about how decorated she is because she's the only woman to hold the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the women's tag team titles. Because she's a heel, she's going to continue to let us know that's what she has done, which is fine. It works out for her. She says Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch knows better, but NXT Women's Champion Baszler might show up tonight, but Bayley is putting it out there for her. If she shows up, Bayley is ready. She walks off. We go to the ring, and we see Sami Zayn take the mic. He says, it looks like King Corbin isn't coming out because he's afraid of Sami Zayn, and he's afraid of Nakamura-san. People being afraid of Nakamura and can't call him annoying. In fact, if there was one thing what one word to use him, describe him, it is stud. Just the way it says stud, he says stud. It says the big stud here is Nakamura, who is even studlier. He praises Nakamura and says he got him a present for being so studly the past few months. He grabs the bag and says, "You're just gonna love this." So he goes down, and as soon as because I didn't think about the bag, but as soon as he was talking to Nakamura and he holds this bag up, I'm like, we have a new title, don't we? That is exactly what it is. Look at this thing right here. I hate when it does that. Try it again. There we go. Look at that Intercontinental Championship. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I'm on the fence about this. I like the classic design and I've already come up with this conclusion that the classic Intercontinental title design they've had for like the past 9 years was introduced or reintroduced by Cody Rhodes, and I believe the fall of 2010, spring, summer, fall of 2010. He won the Intercontinental title from, I believe, the Big Show, and then he came out with the classic title that you would have seen back in the 80s and early 90s. So that was, I think, outside of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which that's going to be in a different story on Sunday or tomorrow. They probably wanted to get rid of the only link that Cody still had to the WWE, and that was the Intercontinental Championship that he reintroduced 9 years ago. As you can see, they have the side plates on the side that WWE. I fully expect the United States Championship to get a redo, which that title has definitely needed a redo. I'm just hoping and praying it does not look like this. I could fully see them just changing the Intercontinental with United States Champion. I don't want to see, if you give me a new US Championship, which I fully expect them to do not make it look like this. Please. So, this is the Intercontinental title now. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this IC title? I'm not saying it's a bad title, quite honestly. It's probably it's the third best looking championship in the WWE today. Number 1 is those tag team titles in the United Kingdom. Number 2 is the North American Championship, and this is number 3 by far. Those are the 3 best looking championships. So he brought this out and he said, out with the old and in with the new. And it does look good. I just don't know if I would take this one over the classic, but hey, I'm not working this, so I can't tell you what you can and can't do. So he brings up the fact that we're going to have that triple threat match between the United States Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, and he's like, who's that third guy? He keeps fucking the name up. He can't get it right. He asked Nakamura if he knows who he is, and Nakamura's like, nope, I don't have a clue who this guy is. Never heard of him. Out comes the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. They hit the ring. Nakamura and Sami Zayn drop their mic. They head out, and Cole introduces his team and says they are going to wipe the floor with Team Raw and Team Smackdown on Sunday after winning War Games on Saturday. Out comes the New Day minus Xavier Woods, of course, who is still out with injury. So, long story short, they ask a challenge to the Undisputed Era, which they were like, 4-on-2, sure, why not? But the Big E introduced their tag team partners, Otis Dozovich, Tucker Knight, the Heavy Machinery. Now, going into this match, only one outcome. Well, 2 outcomes. Otis takes the pinfall, Tucker takes the pinfall. And if you want to look at it either way, there was only one true outcome. Tucker takes the pinfall because Otis Dozovich is too beloved. I don't see him taking a pinfall in this type of match. And that is exactly what happened. There would have been absolutely no reason to have the New Day or the Undisputed Era take a pinfall in this match. Both, the Undisputed Era have War Games to deal with, then the tag team triple threat, the secondary title triple threat, and then Adam Cole's defending his title. So I fully expected Kofi Kingston, like the New Day, and Heavy Machinery to lose this match by having Kofi Kingston, not Kofi Kingston, but Tucker Otis lose this match. It was a fun it was a fun 8-man tag match, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of 8-man tag matches overall. I like the normal 2-on-2. Even 6-man tag matches are at my limit. Cole hits a super kick on Tucker while the referee is being distracted. Strong with a running knee to Tucker for the 1-2-3. And that was that. The Undisputed Era are your winners, as they should have been. After the match, the Undisputed Era of the NXT Champions stand tall. As the music hits, they stand over Tucker and raise the titles in the air. They continue their celebration. Strong exits the ring, and he just takes a beeline to the stage where Nakamura and Sami Zayn will continue to watch this match. Him and Nakamura have some words, and then out of nowhere comes AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm, hitting, I believe, Nakamura. Styles, Strong, and Nakamura brawl on the stage in the ramp now. Sami with a steel chair shot to Strong's back, and Strong and Styles knocking AJ off to the side. He does hit Roderick Strong with a couple chair shots to the back as he's laying on the mat on the stage. He retreats as the rest of the Undisputed Era makes the save and run him off. We see Daniel Bryan walking backstage. He wants to summon the Universal Champion Bray Wyatt to the ring. Cole wonders who will show up, Bray Wyatt or The Fiend. Back from breaking, the OC on adjacent from the stage. Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson are unhappy with what just happened. AJ is yelling at the crowd over what just happened. AJ goes on knocking Chicago and says the OC isn't leaving. Fans chant for CM Punk, and AJ says he would mop the floor with Punk, and Chicago needs to be cleaned up as it is. Gallows and Anderson also talk trash to the crowd. AJ goes up with the trash talking until out comes Daniel Bryan. Which, they said they weren't going anywhere, but you really don't see the OC, I think, until we get to the end of the show, if at all. Bryan marches to the ring, passing the OC as they look on from the side of the stage. Bryan hits the ring and poses as fans pop. Bryan takes the mic and fans chant for him. Bryan says people want to know why he wants to summon Bray Wyatt. Here's why. They show us what happened in the last 2 weeks with the run-in with The Fiend to the Firefly Funhouse last week. Bryan says, I didn't come here to play around or play with puppets. I came out here to summon Wyatt. He doesn't know what's going on in Wyatt's head and calls him out to talk before the title match on Sunday. And if that doesn't work, we can fight. We can get to know each other, reminisce about the past, but if that doesn't sound good, then we can fight. He goes on ranting about Wyatt until out comes... Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. The lights go down. The crowd is like about ready to go ballistic because they figure the lights are going to come back up and The Fiend is going to be in the ring with the Mandible Claw. Lights come back up. Nobody's there but Daniel Bryan. Nothing. No Fiend, no Wyatt, no nothing. Just playing mind games. The crowd fucking hated this. They wanted to see The Fiend at this time, and they didn't get to see The Fiend at this time. So they kind of get a little pissed off about it. Bryan takes the mic and he accuses and says, Wyatt, where you at, Wyatt? You don't want to disappoint your fans, do you? You want to play some mind games, but you don't want to disappoint these fans. He calls Wyatt for the fight, but out comes The Miz. Great. I've had enough of The Miz versus Daniel Bryan for a lifetime. They had their chances until they turned Daniel Bryan heel to make it a WrestleMania match, and it didn't happen. So honestly, I don't give a fuck. So, Daniel Bryan, The Miz comes out. They have a squabble back and forth. They're yelling at each other. The Miz says that he's been trying to help Daniel Bryan since day one, trying to get some slap some respect into him. But I guess the only way to do that is to actually slap him, so he does. And they have a match. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. We go to commercial, we come back, we have this match. I didn't need to see this match. It's an okay match. These guys know each other very well. But the match comes to an end because we're gonna get this again. He's got his two fingers out, his two index fingers out. He's just shaking his arms up and down, just shaking them. Gets over to the corner. He's still shaking his fingers. He pulls down and goes up and hits the yes one time. And the lights go out. The lights come back on after the deuce and red, and we have Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, with the mandible claw. Rinse and repeat. Person gets taken out, and that's that. He's laughing away, and then we go to commercial. How many fucking times does the Fiend have to go out there and lights go down, lights come back on, mandible claw? How many fucking times before people get sick of it? It's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I don't need rinse and repeat. Figure out something else for the Fiend. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again doesn't make it special anymore. It's just enough of it. Figure out something else for the Fiend, or don't do it at all. And out comes, we go to commercial break, we come back, and out comes Shayna Baszler. She brings up how SmackDown Women's Champion, Cole brings up how SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley took shots at Baszler earlier. She takes the mic and says, Bayley, I heard what you talk about how I keep attacking you from behind. Bayley must not, you must just not be getting the message. Because I'm here in your ring calling you out. Drops the mic, takes the jacket off, title off, and she is ready for Bayley. If you didn't see what was going to happen coming, you ain't a wrestling fan and you haven't been watching. Obviously, Bayley was going to attack from behind. She clips her knee, starts beating up on Baszler. These two go to a brawl. Baszler does get tries to get the Caraflu to catch on her a couple times. Bayley rams her back into the post, then the barrier. Bayley goes down and launches Baszler first into the top of the barrier. Bayley launches Baszler again at the ring and makes her exit to the stage. Baszler gets to her feet, and the look on Shayna Baszler's face was, bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I would never, ever want to get this look from Shayna Baszler. She had daggers. If looks could kill, Bayley would have been fucking dead, and everybody who saw that on video, on TV, would have been dead, because holy shit, she had the scariest fucking look I have ever seen in anybody. She just, I literally am like, I'm so glad that I was in Ohio and not in that fucking building in the Baszler's way, because if you were in Baszler's way when she had that look, she probably would have put you out for a very long time. I'm hoping to see that intensity from Shayna Baszler on Sunday. I know we're gonna see it from her tonight, but god damn, that was some good television right there. We get a match flow presents featuring the highlights from Chad Gable and Mustafa Ali's defeating Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and we go right to our main event: Mustafa Ali, Roman Reigns, and Chad Gable versus Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. This was a match. Was it a good match? Not really. Not really. Now, when Roman comes out, he usually does the cocks his hand and then punches down, and we get a bunch of pyro. He does that. He does the punch down, but there's no pyro. Roman actually, I didn't read what he said. I couldn't read his lips because he wasn't looking up at me. But like, he looks up and he looks at Chad Gable and he says something. It's like, wasn't it supposed to be pyro? It looked like he said something about pyro. They get to the ring. He gets to the does his pose, and then the pyro goes off. I think because of the stage that they used last night, that they didn't want to like set the pyro off, because they could have probably burned Mustafa Ali or Chad Gable, because they were off to the side where the pyro guns would have hit. So I think that's why they waited till they got to the ring to shoot off Roman's pyro. So Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are already in the ring when we come back from commercial break, and out comes King Baron Corbin, who is carried by crew members with the throne and platform once again. Now, pay close attention to keep an eye on any of these four guys who are carrying this throne, because I'm telling you now, in the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be seeing them on one of those guys main event NXT and be an NXT champion, and eventually headline possibly WrestleMania or be a part of WrestleMania in the next 5 to 10 years, because that's where you all start. Again, We had ourselves a match. It was okay. Nothing special here. Corbin catches out Mustafa Ali with a deep 6, 1, 2, 3, and wins the match. Now, these guys are fighting against Raw and NXT on Sunday. Why would you have Mustafa Ali take the pinfall? Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler doing nothing on Sunday. Why would they not take the pinfall? After the match, Baron Corbin grabs his scepter and he goes back into the ring and looks like he's going to take his scepter and strike Mustafa Ali. Again, these guys are tag team partners on Sunday. Why are they going this hard to kill each other? When out comes, Roman Spears makes a save, big spear on Baron Corbin, and then Seth Rollins' music hits. Reigns stands tall in the ring. Corbin rolls out. Ali is down. Rollins finally appears in the crowd. Him and everyone else in Raw comes down Shield style. So you have the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders, the Street Profits, Ricochet, Code Hawkins, Zack Ryder, the OC, and others. Reigns has left the zone. They come around to where the Shield would usually pop out. Seth turns to his guys and is like, hold on 1 second. I'm going to go in first. So he comes in. He enters the ring, stares down, and they have some words. They circle a little bit, and then they start the brawl. Everyone else from Raw comes out from the thing and starts beating up everyone who's around. The Superstars enter the arena, attack Ali, Gable, Ziggler, Roode, Corbin. And you have Corey Graves is like, where the hell is our superstars? Where the hell is our locker room? Finally, Strowman's music hits. He starts running down with the Raw superstars with Heath Slater, the Revival, Otis, Tucker, Drake, Maverick, and other superstars are in with him. The large group of Team Raw and SmackDown brawl in and out of the ring. Fans with a loud NXT chant. It was so deafening. Braun is with a big power slam on Drew McIntyre, and the camera cuts backstage. During the Monday Night Raw, there was an episode in 1998, where DX invaded WCW, or as Triple H said it, WCW, on a Jeep that was tricked out to look like an actual tank. 21 years later, we cut to the backstage and we see a group of NXT superstars, and then you have Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg driving and riding in this fucking Jeep that looks like a tank. Leo Rush is sitting on the front of this damn thing. And even Michael Cole says, this isn't the scope. This is Chicago, and this isn't WCW. This is SmackDown, and you have everybody coming out. Like, that was a fun spot right there, just paying homage to the infamous WCW invasion. They didn't get in on that night, but NXT got in last night. NXT music hits. Triple H, Hall of Famers Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg Jesse James appear on stage, and they are just waving everyone down. They all rush to the ring. There is a shit ton of superstars. You see Volta, Olive Imperium is there, Damian Priest, Tommaso Ciampa, The Undisputed Era. Everybody is brawling, all out brawl. And then Keith fucking Lee. Keith Lee is in the middle of the ring. He is just looking around. He's got the smile on his face. And then, oh my god, poor Montez Ford. I know this guy wants to have a long career, but I would not be this stupid. He gets into the ring. He decides to charge Keith Lee and gets hit for his troubles with a big, huge spirit bomb. The pop-up sit-out power bomb. If I'm Montez Ford, I'm glad I'm not doing anything at Survivor Series, because my word, that had to fucking hurt. Then he's in there. Braun Strowman comes in. Fans pop. They want to see this brawl between these two big behemoths. I'm sitting there last night watching this like, I want to see this fucking brawl. They back up corner to corner. Look like they're going to have a big, huge charge to each other. Heath Slater comes in, gets pounced. Who the fuck was the other one? Oh, Raul Mendoza comes in. He gets pounced by fucking Braun Strowman. And then these two meet in the middle, and everything, then all that hype you had just kind of washed away because it went from, it looked like these two were going to ram each other and beat the hell out of each other. It went to Keith Lee getting pushed to the back of the ropes while Braun Strowman, while he's whiling on the back of Braun Strowman. Other people come in, it starts the fight, they fill up the ring, and SmackDown goes off the air with the ring filling up, and superstars brawling, and that's how that ended. It did nothing. We saw this on Monday, we saw this on Wednesday, we saw this last night. Why? It doesn't help that we see it again and again and again. Why did you ruin Wednesday to have the same thing happen you did on Wednesday last night? Why did we have to sit there and watch NXT on Wednesday not be a proper NXT? You have TakeOver you needed to build to. We still need to know who the fourth member of Team Tommaso Ciampa is. You had a 2-hour program on Wednesday that we still didn't know coming out of that show. Who was Team NXT for the men and the women? We didn't find out till Friday who the women were. By the way, you're putting Toni Storm, which, I love me some Toni Storm just like anybody else, but you're putting Toni Storm in this match. Why? You have not had Toni Storm on NXT television and what? I don't know, probably ever? So, why, oh why, is she being put on Team NXT when the vast majority don't know who the hell Toni Storm is? Give people a reason to know who the hell Toni Storm is. And again, if you're going to put Toni Storm on this team, she best be on NXT on Wednesday. I don't give a fuck who she faces. She could face Tainara and beat Tainara. I don't care. She best be on NXT this Wednesday if you're going to have her be a part of Team NXT for Survivor Series. Now, this is, and that was SmackDown for you. And all I gotta say is, they could have kept everything they did on Wednesday and just had it for tonight. And you're either hyped for for Survivor Series, or you're not. Wednesday should have been 75% NXT TakeOver and 25% Survivor Series build. If you were going to do what you did last night, why the fuck did you do it the same thing on Wednesday? But that is what they do. They just keep fucking up. Now, we'll talk about ratings and everything on Sunday because everybody wants to talk about the ratings. But this was your Friday Night SmackDown review for November 22nd, 2019. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. Go check out The France Plays, which is my gaming channel, which I am in the middle of doing Destiny 2's Red Ward campaign. And after that, it looks like Watch Dogs 2 is up next. I gotta see what I'm gonna do about that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for Unscripted, and then Monday for NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series. Oh yeah, before we leave, I must do a Survivor Series preview and predictions because it is that time of the year. Moving over to Survivor Series, we have 8 matches. 8. We're going to start this from Adam Cole versus his TakeOver War Games Triple Threat match winner to Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. Of course, Adam Cole will be the first ever NXT champion to defend his title at Survivor Series. He's going up against who is either going to be Damian Priest or Pete Dunne or Killian Dane. I picked Damian Priest, so I'm going with Damian Priest over Adam Cole. Not over Adam Cole, over his 2 opponents. So I'm going Adam Cole over Damian Priest or whoever is going to be the champion. There is no reason for him to be losing this title at Survivor Series. The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. This one is, I wish they would have waited. Now, quite honestly, with the fact that Daniel Bryan and The Fiend seems like this should be built for 3-4 months, but like 3-4 weeks instead of a week and a half. I want to see this match not just end this week. I want to know, why is The Fiend attacking Daniel Bryan? What is the reason for The Fiend doing what he's doing? A lot of people are speculating it's because of what happened when Daniel Bryan infiltrated the Wyatt family and attacked Bray Wyatt when he when he had him on his own in a cage. Maybe that's it. We don't know. But will this be the first? Will this be a look? The biggest thing coming out of this match is, will they book a non-finish? I'm going to say yes. There was too much money. There was too much stock in just doing this match once. I fully expect the Fiend to keep the championship. I fully expect them to be doing a fuck finish for this match. So I'm going to say Fiend. I'm going to say a no contest with the Fiend retaining the championship. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roderick Strong, triple threat champion versus champion match. This one, like these championship match, these triple threat matches, championship versus champion, were all going to be tough. I know there's 3 of them, but man, this one should be a match of the night contender if they give them the time and space that they can. I'm gonna have to level with you, and because Shinsuke Nakamura just got a brand new Intercontinental Championship, I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura just for the fact that it just feels like that's where that one is going. Nakamura for the win. Team Raw: Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet versus Team SmackDown: Roman Reigns, Mustafa Ali, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, and Chad Gable versus TBA, and TBA for TNXT. I'm going with Team Raw. But honestly, I don't know who they're gonna have for Team NXT. I think it's stupid that we didn't find out yet. But I just don't see NXT doing much. Yes, it would make much sense for NXT to go and have a clean sweep or have a lot of wins. I just don't see Team NXT doing anything. I think this is a way for Vince McMahon to try and embarrass NXT by having them lose. I fully expect NXT to be the first team eliminated completely from both of these 5 on 5 on 5 matches. Team Raw: Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan versus Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley, Tegan Knox, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, and Toni Storm. I'm going with Team SmackDown. Sasha Banks, I think, is going to be a sole survivor in this, unless it comes down to I think it's going to come down to Asuka and Sasha Banks, with Sasha Banks somehow eking out a victory. Viking Raiders versus the New Day versus the Undisputed Era. This one should be another one of those match of the night contests for sure if you give them the time. Yes, I wish we could have had the Revival instead of the New Day, but that match we had on if we had the Revival in this match, the match we got on Wednesday would not have happened. So I'm happy we got what we got. But I'm going with the Viking Raiders for the simple fact is they are a badass team. I just don't see them taking a loss here. I fully expect Bobby Fish or Kyle O'Reilly to take the pinfall just because this is how WWE works. Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Shayna Baszler. I'm going to say this is going to be Shayna Baszler's win, but simply because I can't see Bayley or Becky Lynch beating her. If NXT loses a lot of matches, but they win at least one, this match they're fucking winning. I could not fathom putting anybody above Shayna Baszler in the win column on this night. I just can't do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And of course, Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. No holds barred for the WWE Championship. Ugh. This one gives me a headache because they made it a no holds barred. Now, a no holds barred means anything can happen. Does anyone know if Cain Velasquez has had his knee surgery yet? Because if that's the case, if he has, then I don't know who could help Rey Mysterio beat Brock Lesnar. If Cain Velasquez has still not had his surgery, I could honestly see them having Brock Lesnar drop the title to Mysterio via Cain Velasquez helping Rey Mysterio beat Brock Lesnar and taking the title away from him, setting up another match in the future between Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. Because yes, Brock is gonna be pissed that he got screwed out of the championship, but he's not gonna target Rey Mysterio immediately. He's gonna go after Cain Velasquez because Cain Velasquez was the reason that the championship was lost. So I am on the fence on this one. I'm gonna have to just go wild here and say Rey Mysterio for the win, via Cain Velasquez. So that's Adam Cole, the no contest, Shinsuke Nakamura, Team Raw, Team SmackDown, the Viking Raiders, Shayna Baszler, and Rey Mysterio. Those are my predictions for Survivor Series. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. I already said all this stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Unscripted and Monday for Survivor Series / NXT TakeOver War Games. I am looking forward to War Games over Survivor Series, and this entire build did not make it any better for Survivor Series. But until then, mine's The France, and I'll see you guys later.